In the journey of love and companionship, relationships can be a source of immense joy and fulfillment. However, not all relationships are healthy, and certain warning signs can indicate deeper issues that, if ignored, can lead to emotional distress, heartbreak, and even long-term psychological harm. Recognizing these red flags early on is crucial for maintaining a healthy and balanced relationship. This guide explores the key warning signs you should never overlook, helping you navigate your relationship with awareness and confidence. Whether you're in a new relationship or have been with your partner for years, being mindful of these red flags can empower you to make informed decisions about your emotional well-being and future happiness. Let's dive in. Number 1. Alcohol or substance abuse. Recognizing red flags in a relationship is crucial, especially when it comes to alcohol or substance abuse. These issues can significantly impact both partners' well-being, the health of the relationship, and the stability of the family unit. Ignoring these warning signs can lead to long-term damage that affects every aspect of life, from personal happiness to professional success. Consider the story of Sarah and Mike, a couple who seemed perfect on the surface. They met in college, fell in love quickly, and got married shortly after graduation. At first, everything seemed ideal. They both had promising careers, shared interests, and a close-knit group of friends. However, as time went on, Sarah began to notice changes in Mike's behavior. Mike started drinking more frequently and heavily. What began as a few drinks with dinner turned into nightly binges. Sarah tried to talk to him about it, but Mike brushed off her concerns, insisting he was just unwinding from a stressful day. The red flags were there, but Sarah, hoping to preserve their relationship, chose to believe Mike's reassurances. One night, Mike came home late, stumbling and incoherent. Sarah was frightened, not just for Mike, but for their future together. She could see the toll his drinking was taking on him physically and mentally, and it was starting to affect her as well. Their once happy home was now filled with tension and uncertainty. Despite her attempts to help Mike cut back, his drinking only worsened. He began missing work, and his once stellar job performance plummeted. The stress was mounting, and Sarah found herself constantly anxious and on edge. The breaking point came when Mike was arrested for driving under the influence. Sarah realized she couldn't ignore the red flags any longer. She had to make a tough decision for the sake of their future. With a heavy heart, she gave Mike an ultimatum: seek professional help, or she would leave. Mike's arrest was a wake-up call. He agreed to go to rehab and started attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings regularly. It was a long and difficult journey, filled with setbacks and challenges, but Mike was determined to overcome his addiction. Sarah stood by his side, supporting him while also seeking therapy for herself to cope with the emotional toll it had taken on her. Their relationship was tested like never before, but through it all they learned the importance of recognizing and addressing red flags early on. They discovered that true love means not just standing by each other in good times, but also confronting difficult truths and taking action to protect their future. Sarah and Mike's story highlights the profound impact that alcohol and substance abuse can have on a relationship. It also underscores the importance of early intervention and the courage it takes to confront these issues head-on. Recognizing red flags is the first step towards healing and building a healthier, more stable relationship. Number 2. Extreme emotional reactions. Stoicism offers valuable insights into managing emotions in relationships. It teaches us that while we cannot always control external events or the actions of others, we have complete control over our own reactions and emotions. In the context of extreme emotional reactions in relationships, Stoicism would suggest that such reactions often stem from our own internal judgments and interpretations rather than the external events themselves. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote extensively about the importance of maintaining inner tranquility amidst external turmoil. He believed that excessive emotional reactions often arise from attachments to external outcomes or expectations. Applying this wisdom to relationships, Stoicism would encourage individuals to reflect deeply on their emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, one should pause, assess the situation rationally, and consider whether the intensity of their emotional reaction is warranted. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the cultivation of virtues such as temperance, courage, and wisdom. These virtues can help individuals develop a more balanced and resilient emotional life. In the context of unhealthy dynamics in relationships, practicing Stoicism involves striving for emotional moderation and resilience. It encourages individuals to communicate calmly, empathetically, and thoughtfully, even in challenging situations. By integrating Stoic principles into relationships, individuals can foster healthier dynamics by focusing on what they can control, their own thoughts, emotions, and responses, rather than being consumed by extreme emotional reactions that may lead to harm or imbalance in the relationship. Thus, Stoicism provides a philosophical framework for promoting emotional well-being and fostering more fulfilling relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Number 3. Bad relationships with friends or family. Indeed, recognizing warning signs of toxicity or dysfunction in relationships, whether they involve friends, family, or romantic partners, can be challenging. Stoicism can offer guidance in navigating these situations with clarity and resilience. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and to accept what is not. In the context of relationships with friends or family, this means acknowledging that we cannot change others' behavior, but can control our own responses and boundaries. When faced with concerning behaviors from loved ones, Stoicism encourages us to approach the situation with calmness and rationality, rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of maintaining equanimity in the face of adversity. He emphasized the power of perception and how our interpretations of events shape our emotional responses. Applying this Stoic principle to relationships, we can strive to see challenging behaviors from loved ones with understanding and empathy, recognizing that they may be influenced by their own struggles or limitations. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to prioritize virtue and character development. In relationships, this means setting healthy boundaries, practicing compassion and forgiveness, and cultivating virtues such as patience, courage, and wisdom. By embodying these virtues, we can navigate challenging relationship dynamics with integrity and resilience. Ultimately, Stoicism encourages us to focus on cultivating inner peace and virtue, regardless of external circumstances. In the context of relationships, this means prioritizing our own well-being and fostering healthy dynamics based on mutual respect and understanding. While we may not always be able to prevent toxicity or dysfunction in relationships, Stoicism provides us with the tools to respond with grace and wisdom, promoting greater harmony and fulfillment in our interpersonal connections. Number 4. Love bombing. Stoicism encourages a mindset of resilience and rationality in the face of challenging situations, including those within relationships. Applying Stoic principles to the concept of love bombing can provide individuals with a valuable perspective. In Stoic philosophy, there is a focus on maintaining inner tranquility and remaining unaffected by external events or the actions of others. When confronted with love bombing, individuals can apply this principle by observing the situation with clarity and detachment. Instead of becoming swept away by the flood of affection, they can calmly assess the intentions behind the gestures and consider whether they align with their own values and well-being. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of exercising virtue and acting in accordance with reason. Individuals encountering love bombing can reflect on whether the excessive displays of affection are genuine expressions of love and care or manipulative tactics aimed at control. By staying true to their principles and refusing to be swayed by superficial displays, individuals uphold their autonomy and protect themselves from potential harm. Additionally, Stoicism teaches the value of accepting what is beyond one's control while focusing on what can be controlled, their own thoughts, actions, and responses. When faced with love bombing, individuals can recognize that they cannot change the behavior of the perpetrator but can control their own reactions and decisions. This empowers them to set boundaries, communicate effectively, and, if necessary, distance themselves from toxic dynamics, thereby prioritizing their emotional well-being. In essence, Stoicism offers a philosophical framework for navigating the complexities of relationships, including the early warning signs of manipulation, such as love bombing. By cultivating inner strength, clarity of thought, and a steadfast commitment to virtue, individuals can safeguard themselves against potential harm and pursue relationships based on genuine connection and mutual respect. Number 5. Lack of communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any healthy relationship. It's the foundation upon which trust, understanding, and intimacy are built. When communication begins to falter or is consistently lacking in a relationship, it can signal deeper underlying issues that should not be ignored. Take the story of Mark and Jessica, a couple who had been together for several years. In the beginning, their communication was effortless. They talked about everything: their hopes, dreams, fears, and even their most trivial thoughts. But as time went on, Mark started withdrawing, becoming increasingly distant and uncommunicative. At first, Jessica chalked it up to stress at work or other external factors. She tried to give him space, hoping he would open up when he was ready. But weeks turned into months, and still, Mark remained closed off, avoiding meaningful conversations and shutting down whenever Jessica tried to broach sensitive topics. Their lack of communication began to take a toll on their relationship. Arguments became more frequent, and unresolved issues lingered beneath the surface, festering and causing resentment to build. Jessica felt like she was walking on eggshells around Mark, afraid to say or do anything that might set him off. The breaking point came when Jessica discovered that Mark had been keeping secrets from her, small lies and omissions that shattered her trust in him. She realized that their lack of communication had created a rift between them, allowing misunderstandings to grow unchecked and eroding the foundation of their relationship. Jessica confronted Mark about his behavior, expressing her hurt and frustration at his unwillingness to communicate. Mark was defensive at first, but as Jessica laid out her feelings honestly and openly, he began to see the damage his silence had caused. They both acknowledged that their relationship could not survive without open and honest communication, and they committed to making changes together. It wasn't easy, but with time and effort, Mark and Jessica learned to communicate more effectively. They set aside time each day to talk, listen, and truly understand each other's perspectives. They learned to express their needs and concerns openly, without fear of judgment or reprisal. As a result, their relationship grew stronger, and they regained the trust and intimacy they had lost. Mark and Jessica's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of communication in relationships. When communication breaks down, so too does the foundation upon which a healthy relationship is built. It's essential to recognize the warning signs of a lack of communication and take proactive steps to address them before they can irreparably damage the relationship. Navigating the complexities of relationships can be challenging, but recognizing and addressing red flags is a crucial step toward fostering a healthy and fulfilling connection. By staying alert to these warning signs, you can protect yourself from emotional turmoil and cultivate relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual support. Remember, acknowledging red flags isn't about finding faults, but about ensuring your well-being and happiness. Trust your instincts, communicate openly with your partner, and don't hesitate to seek support if needed. By prioritizing your emotional health, you pave the way for a more loving, supportive, and rewarding relationship.